Hi, my name's Tyrone, and today we're going to play Heroes Rise Hero Fall. This is something that's a bit different. I hesitate to call it like a text adventure. It's more like a choose your own adventure kind of game. You know, where you get those books and it's like turn to page 7. So it's like those books you get where it's like you're on page 7. It's like, oh, turn to page 26 if you go through the door. Turn to page 45 if you take a step back, and then you keep your thumb where you are and you go to page 46 because you took a step back, whatever page, and it's like, oh, you stepped on a loose brick that actually set off a trap and you got hit by arrows, and you're like, oh no, I didn't, because I'm still on the page, so it don't count, I'm on the page. It's kind of like those, except for you can't cheat like that. I'm probably going to have to put some music over the back of this or something, because it is literally just text. That's all it is. So, Heroes Rise, Hero Fall is the third part. Oh, fucking hell, it's the third part. Hello, my name's Tyrant, and now we're actually on the right one. We're on the first in the 3-part series of the Hero Rise project. So this is Heroes Rise, the Prodigy. Again, it's like a choose your own adventure kind of game. A lot of text, no sound. I'll add some music or something, and it's going to be a lot of me talking and trying accents. I like accents. I'm not good at them. I mean, if I've only got like one other video on, but you can see I'm not good at accents. But the more you try, the better you get. So this is going to be me trying a lot and failing, and you're just going to have to put up with that. Or stop watching the video. So, Chapter 1, Homeward Bound. A helicopter blade slices through the air inches away from your face, filling your nostrils with the smell of burning metal. You don't have time to process this, however, as a ball of flame unfurls in your direction. You leap onto a neighbouring rooftop and tumble around a smouldering chunk of engine. Today was supposed to be your day off. But when you saw the news chopper careening out of control above the city, you couldn't just stand by like a common pedestrian. As you pull clear of the wreckage, you see the ejected pilot floats high above the rooftops from a parachute, one that is crawling with licks of flame. It won't be long before the parachute burns through, and the pilot drops hundreds of stories to his death. So how are you going to save him? So we're being thrown straight into the thick of it. We don't really know the context of the story. All we know is that shit's going down, a helicopter's careening out of control, and we're not a pedestrian, we're a hero. Don't know what kind of hero, don't know how, but we are one. So how are we going to save him? Rip up the cables that run along the roof and use them to lasso the pilot down. That's probably going to kill him. Use the zip cord from your wrist holster to reel in the pilot. Less likely to kill him, but as you know with Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy, his neck's probably going to snap. Forget the pilot. Forget the pilot. He'll be able to steal himself onto one of the rooftops. It's much more important to stop the burning wreckage from falling to the busy street below. I'm actually going to go with that one. Both of those two are probably going to kill him, or at least, if it doesn't kill him, it's going to be a waste of time. Saving them all lives is the better. It's a tough choice. You're better off saving a lot of people than one person. You're not going to be happy with yourself either way. So you spin around and see the severed tail of the helicopter teetering on a ledge. You rush back across the rooftop to stop it from falling, completely forgetting about the chunk of fuel-soaked engine that you dodged before. As you approach the helicopter tail, an explosion rocks the engine, a blast hits you, full force searing the skin from your bones. Would that just happen either way? Because that would just happen anyway. As your vision fades to black, you remove your virtual reality helmet and end your 3D gaming experience. Oh, well that explains it then. You blink several times to adjust to the sunlight of the room. His 3D gaming experience is that what is it, like an Oculus Rift? 3D gaming experience? No, that joke's too obvious. New Xbox One S, Xbox Ones. It's topical. I'll just get back to it. You blink several times to adjust the sunlight room, which pours in through sleek glass windows, and you look across the conference table at a buttoned-up executive seeing you. See more problem. I've got to find a voice from now. So, what do you think? They really ramped up the graphics, right? Oh, fucking hell, I'm sticking with it. Oh, don't spoil the surprise. Take the game home for your full report. You can collect the advance from the front desk on your way out. Thanks as always. You are virtuous reality's best game tester, but the executives still don't know your name. You force a smile and remind her that you are. First of all, game testers, this isn't really what they do. Game testers basically look for bugs. If you were in this 3D virtual reality game, you'd be like spending 80% of your time jumping at walls and stuff, just trying to break the game. So I'm gonna go for a girl. I'm a girl named Ariel, no. Morgan, no. Ariel, like the Little Mermaid, no. Julia, no. Chelsea, no. Erin's an alright name. Jane, plain Jane, no. I'd rather create my own first name. I like the name Erin. Erin's fine, but I'm going to create my own name. And my first name is... I mean, it's not like you can create your own name, you don't have to care. It's not like in an RPG where a JRPG where you have someone going through loads of text and then just your name in a box. Like, come on! We've got to go beat the machine! The machine, I don't play a lot of RPGs. And the ones I do, just most like Skyrim and stuff, they're not very good. I am going to be Ileana, like my favourite X-Man. Ileana, I think I've spelled it. It looks like Liana. I've started now. I could just go back and be Erin. I've started now. I'm Ileana. Right, Ileana. Always a pleasure. The executive then strides out the door, no doubt on her way to a more important meeting. So you walk towards the front desk alone, thinking that you'd much rather be out there saving real helicopter crashes than testing fake ones. But hey, at least it pays the bills. Game testers do get a bit of money. I don't think you'd just be getting like £10 a day. Oh, here we go. So, game though not very well. You think as you accept the deposit for £100 at the front desk, adding this amount to your bank account brings you to a grand total of $2,100. Not exactly rolling in the dough though, are you? That's more money than I have in the bank. So yes, you are. Even in dollars, that's more money than I've got in the bank. Even if you convert it, to pounds, that's more. If you convert it to pounds, that's more money than I have in the bank. So you are rolling in dough. I haven't even bothered putting headphones on for this because there's just no sound. I'm gonna have to go on Kevin MacLeod's website and get me some copyright-free music, like everybody on YouTube does. You push all the thoughts and money from your mind as you exit into the bustling streets of the Millennia City. Nestled on America's west coast between Los Angeles and San Francisco, Millennia City is the shining beacon of 22nd century progress, not to mention the city you've called home for your entire life. You step into the crowd next to a woman whose skin is covered in fishy scales, each one reflecting a different colour. You suppose this might surprise some people, but not you. NYC has finance, LA has entertainment, and DC has politics, but MC has heroes. It's the powered capital of the city of the country. If it doesn't surprise you, why are you even thinking about it? Why are you thinking, oh, I bet that'd surprise somebody? Not me. Like, you know, it'd be the equivalent of just stopping a beat and seeing a black guy and be like, oh, that'd surprise someone in Japan, but I'm where there's not a lot of black people. That the equivalent of seeing a black guy and just being like, oh, that'd surprise someone in a place where there are no black people, but I saw him and thought a lot about his race. It's weird. You don't do it. A fact you're reminded of: sonic boom pulses through the air. Let's get back to it. A fact that you're reminded of: sonic boom pulses through the air. You look up to see twin blondes rocketing across the sky, cloud of smoke left in their wake. You sigh knowing that you belong up there with the legends instead of down here with the masses. Oh, yeah, you know you're a special angel. I'm never gonna finish this. These days, 1 out of every 3 people is born with powered abilities, and pretty much every one of them wants to be a hero, especially now that the powered heroes have eclipsed movie stars and music icons and set the standard for A-list celebrity. You'd also love to be flying home right now, considering that you have the power to fly. However, after one too many gruesome mid-air collisions, the Department of the Regulation of Powered Resources, DRPR, designated the skies for government licensed travellers only, so flying is definitely off limits for you. But do you let that stop you? Absolutely, heroes are meant to enforce the law, not break it. Of course not. I was born to fly no matter what the law says. This is a question. I mean, realistically speaking, yeah, you wouldn't want to be just randomly flying around because there's flight plans and stuff. It's why we're probably never going to have, even if we were able to produce like flying cars, you're not really going to have a lot of them because, first of all, wheels are cheaper. Just driving on the ground is cheaper, but maintaining the skies, flight plans and stuff, and any crash would be a disaster. And it'd be the same if individuals could fly. You're putting people at risk. But if I could fly, I'd want to fly, and I would fly. So I'm gonna have to do that. Why on earth would you take the metro away when you could be careening through the air, cutting your strip to a... Why on earth would you take the metro away when you could be careening through the air, cutting your trip to a fraction of time? Sure, the cost of transportation has grown insanely cheap since the Big Sur fusion plant was constructed and the economist Mario Prisco calculated the cure for inflation, but that doesn't stop the metro away from taking forever during rush hour. Even though it would be very bad to get caught flying illegally, you've been soaring around MC ever since you could crawl fly, so you know all the best routes to keep yourself hidden from view. Stepping into the deserted alley, you leap into the air and tense your muscles to kickstart your flight power. See, this has been thrust on us a bit. If we can fly, why haven't we become a hero? We're banging on about how we wanted to be a hero, and apparently we have the powers to. I mean, I'm sure flight's just flight, but there's plenty of things you could do with flight. I don't know why I'd just be sat here. Most people think flying feels like floating, but you know it really feels more like swimming. It takes a lot of muscle control and endurance. Luckily, you've been training for years, the way a runner trains for a marathon, so you can fly today without much trouble. You pull upward, feeling gravity work with you instead of against you. Keeping close to the cover of the rooftops, you begin to weave your way home, cruising in and out of clearings with missile precision. And when a helicopter buzzes its way through the sky above you, you can't help but smile. 5 minutes later, you drop down to the street as you enter your neighbourhood, MC's Eastern Fringes, which consists mostly of public housing projects, pawn shops and liquor marts. Despite its lack of charm, the Fringes are still home, so you start to relax as you approach your apartment building. A loud crunch of glass snaps your senses to attention. Half a block up you spot a body that has been thrown through a windshield of a car. A teenage boy with writhing snakes coiled around him, his outstretched arms, stands on the sidewalk nearby. Before you can even blink, hold on, let me just obnoxiously eat one of these biscuits. I've got Mikado. It's like knockoff British hockey. Because I'm a weeb. I haven't earned the YouTubing rights to eat or recording yet. A loud crunch of glass snaps your attention as half a block up you spot a body that has been thrown out the windshield of a car. A teenage boy with writhing snakes coiled around his outstretched arms stands on the sidewalk nearby. Before you can even blink, the body of the windshield leaps up into the sky. It's another teenage boy whose woolly knees bend backwards like a goat's. Slugger, you curse to yourself. Another animal gang fight. Eastern Fridge is a home to a large portion of animalistic powered population, widely known to have the most interspecies tension. There's an especially fierce feud between two local anti-gangs, the Cloven and the Scales. Is this some sort of like race tension thing going on? We've been a bit of a superhero racist so far, but I mean, if it's factual, these gangs are fighting. As a goat boy, she call him goat boy. That's definitely like just being like, oh, there goes the Chinese boy, it's definitely like calling someone a bit. She called it as goat boy. She called him goat boy. That's definitely like a racial slur. Just yeah. As a goat boy bounds through the air, snake. She's calling him Snake Boy as well. We've already acknowledged the Cloven and the Scale, so obviously there's a lot of different people with these animal powers. So there's no need to be calling them by the species. His arm snakes surge forward, straightening their impossibly long bodies and clamping onto the goat boy's thighs with their teeth. Snake Boy then whips his arms back using the snakes as levers to smash Goat Boy on into the pavement. Knowing Goat Boy won't be able to survive much more snake thrashing, you run toward the scene. Jump into the fray, striking hard and fast. Hang back and contain the situation from a distance. I mean, feeling this situation, the quicker we solve it, the quicker the fight's over, the less damage caused. We don't know if we just sort of hang back and try and protect people, how long the fight will go on for, how much more people are going to get at risk. We are only one person, we can't expect to protect the entire outside, like everybody in the area, so we're going to jump in striking hard and fast. You're on Snake Boy so fast he doesn't see you coming. In addition to your flight powers, you also have the ability to generate and wield surges of energy, which again, we've been told quite like our powers, we just get told about them later. You feel like you'd be using one. Why aren't we a superhero if we could do this? Which power set would you want to utilise here? Take Snake Boy out with the focus step blast of energy, that would cost 5 power. Fly tackle Snake Boy like a human battering ram for 3. I don't need to use my powers to end this. I'm going to fly tackle him. We don't want to use all our power because there's someone else in the fight. Running at full speed, you jump towards and give yourself a boost to your flight powers. Rocketing like a bullet, you slam into Snake Boy and knock him into a nearby wall. With Snake Boy diverted, you turn your attention back to Goat Boy. He's already bounding up the street, bleating curses as he flies. Does he really bleat them? Which is just as well. Your only goal here was to stop the teens from killing each other. Since getting involved is technically an illegal act of vigilantism, so just having powers doesn't allow you to be a hero. You've got to be government licensed, which I suppose they've mentioned, like you've got to be government licensed to fly and stuff, but it feels like if we're that bothered about being a hero, have we not applied? Maybe I'm just jumping the gun, maybe it will tell us as we go on. I'm just being impatient. I just want to get to the main story. I'm being too harsh on this game. I'll probably cut this back. Before any powered individual can start a career as a professional, it's the next fucking sentence. Before any powered individual can start... I've been slagging this off, and literally the next paragraph. See, that's why you don't jump to conclusions. Before any powered individual can start a career as a professional hero, he or she must apply for a powered hero license to lessen the number of applicants. Powered license to lessen the number of applicants. Before any powered individual can start a career as a professional hero, he or she must apply for a powered hero license. To lessen the number of applicants, the DRPR makes the process rather lengthy and expensive. You've completed all the paperwork and passed the power competency test, but you've been saving up for a while to pay for the hefty application fee. So with Goat Boy gone and Snake Boy neutralised, it's time to leave before you get into any unnecessary trouble. They were at it for almost 5 minutes and no one did a thing. Oh, they were... they were at it for... So it's a young dog. So they were at... They were at it for almost 5 minutes and no one did a thing. Because she's in shock. You turn to find a mother and a young daughter standing on the sidewalk, both looking to leave. The mother presses a tissue to the little girl's forehead against a small cut. They were blocking the door to the building, the mother says. This is a terrible voice, isn't it, for a woman? We tried to run inside but got hit with some debris. These anti-gang fights have been getting so much worse lately. Anyway, who do I have to thank for stopping them? Tell her who you are. The neighbourhood needs to know you're watching over them. License and no license. Stay anonymous. You don't do good deeds like this to get attention, especially since it's not even legal. Stay anonymous, that could come back to bite us. I'm just doing my part. Keep the neighbourhood safe. I haven't actually done my voice yet, have I don't think. I mean, I'm called Ileana, so I guess I could go for a Russian, like, I am just doing my part. I'm not good. Do svidaniya. I am just doing my part to keep the neighbourhood safe. Nah, I'll just use my own voice. I'm just doing my part to keep the neighbourhood safe. He says, shaking her hand. Well, thank you, the mother says. Are you a real-life powered hero? The little girl whispers, gazing up at you. Oh yes, she is, the mother answers. Just get home safely. That sounds a bit blunt, doesn't it? Just fuck up. Come on, you're causing trouble standing. Why were you standing near a fight? You should have gone up. You should. What do you mean blocking door? You should have gone round to other exit. There's no way only one door to this building. Just get home safely. You say as you continue toward home, not wanting to admit that you aren't a real hero. At least not yet. When you finally walk into your apartment, you're hit with a familiar fragrance of flowers. That's thanks to your grandma, who is also powered. Her special ability enables her to communicate with plants. So far back as you can remember, Grandma has filled your home with every kind of flower and foliage imaginable. Your apartment has always felt like a lush greenhouse. Oh god. Your apartment has always felt like a lush greenhouse, and you couldn't imagine it any other way. You drop your bag near the door and approach your favourite flower. I don't know anything about flowers. Golda, Bronzina, Gunmetalia. I'm going to go with Gunmetalia. I don't think these are real flowers. Gold, bronze, gunmetal. I'm going to go with gunmetal. Gunmetalia is a silver rose from a species of metallic foliage that Grandma has spent years breeding. You lean in and get a whiff of the rose, which always smells faintly of caramel, another one of Grandma's unique touches. I'm afraid Gunmetalia has been especially cross with me today, Grandma says, entering the living room. I had to defawn her this morning and now she feels particularly vulnerable. You know how roses get about the thorns, such a sore point. Well, tell Gunmetalia. I don't know why this old American lady's raised a girl with a Russian name and a man's Yorkshire accent, but it doesn't matter. Well, tell Grandma Talia I think she's a stunner. Fawns or no fawns. You say, approach your grandma. You know Grandma better than anyone. So you describe her style as simple, elegant, kooky, practical. Well, either she was a poison ivy. I've given her a simple voice. She's not gonna be kooky. I mean, she might be smoking that herb. Elegant. She's gonna be elegant or practical, isn't she? Elegant, like a kind of poison ivy thing. Practical, because you know she's a florist. She plants stuff. A farmer. I'm gonna go for practical. We're not in a rich area, but that don't mean you can't be elegant just because you don't have money. Grandma mostly cares about tending her plants, so she wears overalls and gardening tools in the pockets that keeps her hair tied back at all times. You kiss her hello, then step back and point to the new video game you brought home. Another whopping virtuous reality deposit to add to the pot. Every little bit helps, you know. Grandma says, now if only I could teach you one of these little darlings to start growing money for leaves. Now if only I could teach one of these little darlings to start growing money for leaves. If anyone can do it, it's you, Gran. Gran? Nan. Nan or Gran? I'll stick with Gran because that's what he says, I'll forget. You say walking towards the kitchen. Oh, what are we having for dinner? I'm starving. But you stop short as you see the feast laid out on the kitchen table. It appears Grandma has cooked your favourite meal, which I haven't described here. And you'd think you'd have a choice, but happy birthday! Happy birthday! She says with a grin, hugging your side. So it's now our birthday. This game doesn't give us a lot of information early on. It does it a bit late. Like, I feel like we could have known it was his birthday earlier. 1 hour later, you finally push your plate away, your stomach uncomfortably full. You love Grandma's cooking, but it's usually pretty heavy. All meat. I'm a vegetarian, but I guess she can be a plant, so she's not going to eat plants. And bread and pasta. Oh, yeah. Yep. Makes sense. All meat and, like I was saying, all meat and bread and pasta, since vegetables tend to scream at Grandma when she tries to eat them. Which is a bullshit way to make her not eat veg. Well then, now that you've eaten a proper meal, I can finally give you your present, Grandma says, turning to a shelf above the table where several potted plants sit. The leafy vines hang down across the wall and create a lush green curtain. Guadalupe, would you please? At Grandma's request, the nearest vine swings towards you and an envelope nestled between its lowest leaves. Go ahead, take it, Grandma. I didn't scream that. Go ahead, take it. It's starting to sound like a prospector. Grandma practically squeals. I can't wait any longer. Gee, quick, there is a snake in my boots. There she blows. Knowing it'd be useless to object, you open up the envelope. Object to a present. That'd be a dick move. Which is made of silk fabric, never paper. And pull out a card made entirely of dried rose petals. Grandma never lets anything go to waste, especially not the remains of her best friends. And while the rose card is especially lovely, you're really stunned by what's inside. A brand new DRPR issued Powered Hero license for you. You read the license, double checking the information listed really belongs to you. Department for the Regulation of Powered Resources Hero license. Name Ilyana Sterling. A very Russian last name. Gender, female, marital status, single, orientation. Since the 21st century, political disputes regarding sexual orientation and marriage, the government has required all citizens to declare their orientation along with the marital status. You may think it's a bit of an invasion of privacy, but it was required field upon your application. So you answered with you are attracted to both. I'm going to be bisexual. I don't know what kind of characters they're going to have in this game, and I don't want to limit myself to just men or women. Because maybe all the men will be dicks, maybe all the women will be dicks. Maybe they'll both be really hot. I don't know. It's up to your imagination. You know, where we're reading it, I can decide that they've got all got that booty. You're never attracted to just one type, but the last person you were with was a man. I'm gonna say. Your code name is maneuver, rush, conduit, charge. SFX. That's terrible. Conduit. We'll go with conduit. I mean, we can make his own, but I don't. We're not. We can redirect energy. Or we'll create energy blasts and we can fly. So conduit's the best one. Charge, no. I think I just chose that. So Department of Regulation Powered Resources. Ileana Sterling, female, single, bisexual, conduit. Stare down at this police license Grandma has given you for your birthday. Best birthday present. You stare down at this belief at the license. Grandma's just giving you the best birthday present ever. How? You start to ask, not sure where to begin. Someone just needed to pay the outstanding bill on your application, Grandma says, beaming. But Gran, this is too much, we can't possibly afford. Hush, Grandma says, crossing her arms like a G. I had to spend all that extra potpourri money on something useful, didn't I? Grandma smiles at you, then looks at the tree in the corner of the kitchen. She nods and right on cue, the tree begins to shake, letting loose a shower of sparkling seeds. Grandma only has that old tree. Shake shimmers on the most special occasions. Thank you, Gran. Thank you, Gran. Thank you, Gran. I'm not. I can't sound sincere. Ta, Gran. Oh, thanks, Gran. Is all you can you shouldn't have. Is all you can manage. It's only what you deserve, Ileana, Grandma says, leaning back in her chair and stroking the shimmer tree. Besides, it's what your parents would have wanted. Of course, my parents are probably dead. I'm a superhero. That's the rule. Next chapter, By the Roots. So we're on chapter. So we're going to leave this video here. We're on chapter 2, and I'm going to continue. This has gone on a while, so thanks for watching. If you're interested, like, favourite, subscribe and all that YouTube shit. You know how it works. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. TTFN. Oh, so long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye. Goodbye.